Hi, welcome back to Gadget Mad Lad. I've essentially been a bit of turmoil in regards to trying to fix that Game Boy macro. I've come to the conclusion that the fuse I'm using is the wrong fuse. So, on a bit of a treasure hunt. That's what the next couple episodes are going to consist of. Unless somebody at home can tell me what devices have a 3300 or 1000 ohm resistor that I need for the macro, then I don't have to do more videos. I probably got it somewhere broken. I can take the bit off and need. Jobs are good. Anyway, the point I'm getting to is, so in this episode I'm going to be tearing this down and this down, and the next episode it'll be them two old mobile phones. This one doesn't work for whatever reason. I can't remember why. I think it's just knackered in general. This one is totally fine, apart from the battery on it is crap, and you charge it for like 3 hours and it lasts about 20 minutes, if that. So I figured I might have some good parts in that. I'm going to salvage the screen anyway for another project in the future, but that's that's the next video's project. Well, sorry, what we'll be doing in the next video, tearing them down. So in this one we've got, I think this is called a TENS unit, I think you call it. It's for like electrocuting you to make you get in shape kind of thing. Like electrocutes you a 6-pack or a butt pack or something or whatever. Well, there's that. That's something that I figured might have a fuse in it, considering it uses, charge and power essentially. So, got this, which I'll be using for a different project. This is a gamepad off a Skylander something, I think it's a PS3. Not 100% sure. I bought it for £2 from Cash Converters. It was faulty. Like, I don't actually think it was faulty. I think it's just because it was been in there for a long time. I took this apart trying to figure out how to put like a Bluetooth connection inside it, so I could just pair it with like my phone or something. Use like an 8-bit dough pad. It's a really funky, comfy little pad, and I lost the start button in the process, so this is only good for a pad mod for the future or something. I think I'll probably maybe try and fit a Wii pad in there or something cool like that, maybe. Classic controller, I've got a wireless classic controller, maybe I could squish that inside there, that might work. But this is what we're tearing down, because this is the power base unit for it, and the TENS unit. So, enough of me chatting me crap now, let's get to it. Tear this sticker off, don't need that anymore. Right, so we'll start with, this will be the easiest, so we might as well get this out of the way. Move that to the side. I need a crosshead screwdriver, check. So we've got a crosshead, Phillips, or crosshead, whichever you call it, and a Phillips / crosshead there. I think that's it. So, what I do when I tear something apart, if I'm actually on the hunt for certain components or, spares here or there or something, I tear them down. I scrap stuff out anyway, so everything gets like recycled more or less. The only thing that I can't recycle at the moment is plastics, and I can actually recycle some plastics, but not all plastics. Like this is gonna unfortunately have to get chucked in the bin, but at least it will have this stuff inside it when it goes. And so we remove them, we crack that open, and that's essentially that done. Right, I don't know. This is what I'm saying about my lack of knowledge and how for me this is new. I've got a cousin who's an electrician. I always kind of like mither and asking questions and stuff, but he never wants to talk about work, so I kind of have to look everything up myself. So pull them off, I don't really need that. That's rubbish. So these components, I think these might be resistors or fuses or something anyway. I just don't know how to measure the value of it or anything. I've got a multimeter. When I got it, it was broke, and I had to fix it so it could be used for checking continuity. That's why it beeps, and you've got like a connection or something, but other than that, I can't get it to see it work, so I think there's a way of checking the ohms or something on that, but I don't really know how to do that yet. I'll get there eventually, but for now I just know like the little black fuse things that I've shown you in one of the last videos, they have the little numbers on, so I can roughly know what I'm looking for in regards to that. Anyway, so it doesn't look like we got a winner here, unless one of them is the right one. But what I'm going to do, if I do 5 videos of teardowns, if we've not found the component that I need, then I'm off video. I'll cut a load of these off, and I'll check them on the DS Macro XL, and I'll see if I can get any of them to work. If I can, obviously I'll document what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and I'll talk you back through what I did, so you know how I did it, and I can show you, the component I used or whatever. We'll figure something out, but that's a no for now, unless it is when I come back to these. But these, I've got gold inside them. These are the EPROMs or ICs, I'm not too sure, but they've got gold wiring inside them, so they're good for gold recovery. This is iron aluminium. This is a capacitor. These can be recycled. I chucked thousands of these away before I actually realised it was actually aluminium. There's a guy on YouTube called E-Waste Ben, and he made me realise that I'm throwing money away. Essentially, there's good value in them if you can get them by the, you know, a decent weight of them, so to speak. And obviously these connectors are, I think they're headphone jack connectors or something. I'm not too sure. I might be able to desolder them using something else. These are what's it called? Not attenuator. I can't remember the name for it. It's like a volume switch type kind of thing. You can use them for changing voltages and stuff like that. So I'll definitely be able to reuse them as well. This has got copper inside it, so that'll be reused for that. Not too sure what they are or what they do, but probably have some use for something. So that's a no for this one. We're still looking for that 33,000 ohm resistor. Now we're on to this one. Right, so my guess is this. We'll remove the battery first of all. There is one. I don't think there will be one because I bought this one months and months and months ago. Yeah, we're all good. Another thing as well, if these are sometimes, you know, like a separate compartment, like that, say screwed in from the inside, I like to try and conserve the battery, compartments, because like I said, they're really good for projects. You know, if you add a battery pack to something. Alright, so we'll need a flathead screwdriver. We don't need it, but it'll come in handy. So a little flathead screwdriver I'm using to get these rubber stoppers off. I'm assuming that's where the screws are. Usually where they hide them. Yeah, we got a couple of crossheads there, so nope, didn't go in my little rubbish pot. So pick these off. I try not to make this video go on too long, obviously, so I don't bore you to death. But this is me on a hunt for the fuse that I'm gonna need to get back to the macros, because I figure the one that I was using is okay for the DS Lite because that maybe uses less power than the original one does. So I'm assuming the fuse from that needs to be that 30, the one that they tell you in all the videos to use. So because of that, obviously, I haven't got that, so I have to find it. Again, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, crosshead, Phillips, whatever you call them. Just removing them. I'm opening some kind of circuitry in here to, manage the power or whatever the hell it does, and giving me my bleeding fuse that I need. Hopefully you like teardowns or whatever. I watch videos just specifically for this. I'd like to talk a lot though, so have a rune in it for that. There goes the screw. You have to be careful when I stand up for that, otherwise that'll impale me in the toe. I've never stepped on a screw before, but holy hell, do they hurt. And these are little sharp, spindly things. So, that gets you in the toe. So you're gonna yelp like a puppy, to say the least. Right, so we've got all the screws out there. I think, yeah, it's left up now. Easy peasy. And we have signs of life. What we got? So the thing's it's non-removable. I've got my wire cutters. I'll quickly. Is that a wire there? Where are we going here? Where we go? There we go. So, snipping this black wire here. You can see that on camera. And I'm snipping the red wire there. And I think that's a grounding. Oh, that's the thing itself, isn't it? Sorry for knocking the camera there. So this is rubbish. So there's not really much to it, is there? You got a tiny bit of metal there and a weight to make the thing feel heavier than it actually is. So it's a bit naff. What can you do? So move that to the side because again that's rubbish. We don't really need that. That's gonna go in the bin. Here we've got a nice. I think that's. Is it copper? I don't think it is actually. I think it's copper coated aluminium. The wire. This is like an NFC / wireless charging type situation. If you understand how that technology works, this is a very similar kind of thing. I think NFC and wireless charging are very similar in general. Anyway, I think there's like a frequency between them or something like that. Maybe operate very similar. As you can see as well on this board, it's got all the pinouts marked, so could maybe even repurpose this into something else. I would have said the screw dropped from a chair, I think it was. So I've got a rough idea where that is at least. And I'm removing these screws, so I've removed the crosshead / Phillips, crosshead / Phillips, another crosshead, another crosshead, another crosshead, and there's one either side of this as well. I lost count of how many I was saying then, but if you're keeping up, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I'm just ditching the screws because this isn't going back together again. This is just rubbish that rubbish that I can filter through to get the bits off it that I need before it goes into the rubbish pile. Because anything electronic, I hate chucking away. Literally, I always think there's got to be something on it that at some point in the future I'm going to need or require. So I have like a cupboard full of electronics that I've either been harvested for parts, or I will be harvested for parts. The electronical organ donors. Right, so I don't think we're gonna have much luck with this one either. Find the fuse, that is. That's not coming out. Bugger. There we go, got it. So here we've got this wired. That's it, have we? Get a magnifying glass if I can see it anyway. Where's my magnifying glass? Where's my magnifying glass? There it is. Give me a second to get that. Because unfortunately my eyesight isn't the greatest. I think there are 221. If you're wondering if this fuse is the right fuse, nope, it's not. Oh, wait a minute there though. We've got some numbers down there that I can't actually see. So let's see if we can pull this loose and I can get a better reading of that. So we might have a winner here. Hopefully, it's just melted plastic holding it in place. You should be able to pulling it through. Like I said, I don't think you'd be able to use this again for anything anyway. Not the wire, but anyway. It's got like a weird coating over it. Right, so let's get a magnifying glass on that and see what we're looking at. 3R90. I have no clue what that means, but I suppose I can... Oh, there's some more on the side here as well. If you look on the side there. But again, not the correct ones that we need, if I'm not mistaken. Now we've got a 301 and a 221 and another 221. So we need 3300, I think. And none of these appear to have that on it. It's an interesting little board though. You've got a little solder point there connecting. I think this is something to do with the wireless technology or something maybe. I could be totally wrong. Infrared maybe, something like that. 9% sure. So that's a no for that. Oh, no, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Actually, didn't realise that there's a little hidden bit there. If there's an LED or something on there, then there's a good chance it might have a fuse. Not a guarantee, but a good enough chance of me to at least bleed in the look. Right, so how do we get that off? Knock it out, maybe? That's not coming out, is it? Kind of wriggle. Oh, here we go. Bit of wriggling. I think we've got access to it ish. I need to pry this front bit off so I can. There's nothing even on it. And it's just a ring. I'm just seeing. Yeah. Well, you can see that or not. I'll try and get it. No, you're not getting it there, are you? That's it. We'll try and maneuver it right. On the inside of this, you're not going to be able to pick up. I can't get the angle right because of this is blocking the camera from getting into it, you get me? There's nothing special, it's just a ring. Oh, sorry, there's a little LED. There is it, or a capacitor. Tiny little resistor, which clearly won't be the right one because it's too small, so that's rubbish anyway. So that's been this episode of Gadget Mad Lad. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry for running on too much. And we'll be tearing 2 phones down in the next episode to see, well, what glory centers they've got, obviously, and to see if I can find that bleeding fuse. Like I said, if you've got any ideas of what you think I might be able to find it in, feel free to comment below, or whatever. I'd really appreciate the help. Tune back in for the next episode, and I'll see you then. Thanks, bye.